What's going on, guys? Super Savage 789 here, bringing you guys a video today on what Bardock became king, part 4. In the last part, we covered Frieza's invasion onto a mecha and how it destroyed most of the Empire. Also revealed that Raditz was a traitor. The Z-Fighters all trained in the time chamber, and after honing their skills, they teleported away to Frieza's capital, which is where we left off. Mimicking how the Frieza force arrived on a mecha, the Z-Fighters immediately lay waste to the majority of the soldiers surrounding them. News immediately reaches to Zarbon and Dodoria who tell Frieza, making the small tyrant begin to panic. He orders the Ginyu Force to location and demands Raditz, Zarbon and Dodoria to get down there immediately. The trio all arrive with Raditz's teleportation and all charge in unison at Kakarot, Tora and Nappa. As Kakarot and Raditz clash their arms, Nappa and Tora remove the heads from Zarbon and Dodoria's shoulders. Kakarot looks at his friends and then back at his brother. "Go find Frieza and put an end to this. I'll catch up soon enough." While they all want to argue, the look on his face makes them realize he isn't going to budge. So they all continue moving forward, leaving the two brothers facing each other in an epic battle. Kakarot and Raditz clash fists, with it being evident Kakarot overpowers him. Using his power, he begins interrogating his brother about why he sided with the tyrant. It's clear Kakarot's immense power is beginning a mocking point for Raditz, as he becomes visibly more crazed and insane. He throws everything he can at his brother, trying to cause a scratch, but Kakarot just stands there unfazed. When Raditz goes for another punch, Kakarot catches his fist and breaks his wrist. "This is pathetic, brother. You're merely deranged. Just sit down." "I forgot how sentimental you are, brother. Well, if I can't hurt you, I'll just destroy the planet." As soon as the words leave his mouth, a knee collides to his gut, and a flurry of blows beats him into a crater, leaving him bloodied and beaten at the mercy of Kakarot. Not wanting to kill his brother, Kakarot gives him sympathy. He begins walking away, telling him to live and grow stronger, challenging him again when he's at his level. This breaks something in Raditz as tears begin flowing down his face involuntarily. He tries to fire a blast at Kakarot as he flies away, but that's when a chain wraps around it and flings it down. "It's pathetic seeing royal blood in an insane frenzy. If you want your revenge, join us, and in return, we won't kill you when I take my reign as king." It's like Raditz is seeing a ghost. He knows it's his best idea at the time, so very weakly, he accepts. Over with the others, as they move, 5 space pods collide into the ground and 5 flamboyant figures step out, doing weird poses. Of course, it's none other than the Ginyu Force. But it looks like everyone will be slowed down by this. Tenshinhan decides to step up, ready to fight them all. Yamcha and Kurama stand by their friend's side, telling the Saiyans to go, which they do. Tenshinhan creates 3 clones, and tells Yamcha and Kurama to take on the blue and red guy. They agree, and the trio all rush towards their 1v1s. Tenshinhan's fight with Goldo would be quite sad, as he's reminded of Chaozu and the fate he suffered against King Piccolo. Luckily enough, he has a good enough idea how to handle this kind of power, and it doesn't take long for him to decapitate and destroy Goldo. Rikum is in much trouble for the Triclops, as it's quite easily to exploit his openings and land a finishing blow. As for Ginyu, their fight would be much more even, but it's definitely lean to Ginyu trying to body change. Of course, Tenshinhan would think fast and fires a mouth blast that evaporates the purple horn demon. As for Yamcha and Kurama, they'd be having a tag team battle with Jaiz and Berta. While both teams have amazing teamwork, the martial artist brains that the humans possess allow them a clean victory. The 4 Saiyans continue moving and arrive at Frieza's capital. He states how normally he'd be impressed at their new power, but the fact that they terraformed his capital planet has made him livid. He asks who wants to tie first, so the Saiyans all prepare their strategy. Tarbell, Nappa, and Tora all leap backwards as Broly goes into his wrathful form, blitzing straight towards Frieza. He tries to react, but gets absolutely bodied by the hard blow from the beast. Frieza gets thrashed around as he tries to regain his composure, barely able to see Broly as he moves too fast. He does his best to monologue, giving him enough time to transform into his second form, placing him and Broly on a much more equal playing field. While Broly does still have a slight advantage, the beatdown isn't nearly as one-sided as what it once was, and Frieza is able to get a good couple hits in. In a panic, Frieza attempts to go in his third form and would be able to achieve the form while evading Broly's attacks. He goes on the offensive this time, getting some good hits onto the Saiyan. As Broly tries to attack Frieza, the Emperor merely toys with him, making the other Saiyans all panic. Swallowing their Saiyan pride, Nappa and Tora tell Tarbell to deploy the plan, and he agrees. Tarbell creates a blood-swift emitter and throws it into the air, letting Nappa and Tora become Ozaru. Before he turns, Tarbell removes his own table, since he'll just become Berserk, and that'd be more of a hindrance. The 2 Ozaru leap into the battle alongside Broly, placing Frieza on the defensive. Although Frieza is much stronger than any of them individually, the trio constantly attacking him is definitely making him panic. In a last-ditch effort, Frieza goes into his final form and quickly removes both the tails from Nappa and Tora. As they shrink back down, Frieza blasts Nappa in the chest with a death beam and punches Tora through the gut. While neither are dead, they're both bleeding at a rapid rate, definitely won't survive much longer. Frieza begins toying with Broly using 5% of his true power. While he greatly overpowers Broly, the adaptation he possesses allows him to slowly begin adapting and catching up to Frieza's strength. The three Saiyans all arrive, with Krillin quickly rushing over to begin healing Nappa and Tora. Tenshinhan realizes that Broly won't last long in the situation, so he states that he needs to buy some time. He shouts to Broly to get back as he creates hundreds of clones, rushing at Frieza in a frenzy. With the immense amount of numbers, Frieza struggles to keep up, but he does enjoy the challenge, letting loose and killing swiftly. After every clone lays dead, he grins at how weak that human truly was. Then he looks up and sees Tenshinhan charging up a powerful blast. He raises up his finger to fire a death beam at him, but it's too late as Tenshinhan uses a Shinki Koho. He lets off a blast after blast, causing more and more damage to Frieza as he pushed really far down into a crater. As using up all his energy, Tenshinhan's body falls limp as he dies not long after. Frieza calls out the crater in rage as he shouts that he'll kill them all. Broly would want to fight but falls out his raffle form due to stamina drain. As all hope looks lost, Kakarot flies in and kicks Frieza away. Although he's extremely outclassed, he's the best bet they have right now. Kakarot rushes at Frieza, who decides to take out his frustration on the prince. He grabs Kakarot by the skull and begins to brutalize him. While this torture occurs, Kakarot prays that his friends will escape. Drain the time chamber again, get an even better chance. They can still win this if they just play it smart. As Kakarot lays completely destroyed on the ground, Tarbell, Nappa, Tora, Broly, and Yamcha all charge in and begin fighting as Krillin rushes in and leaps away. He begins healing up Kakarot as Z fighters are all beaten up, quite easily. Kakarot gets to about 90% and watches the Freezers begin finishing them. First he crushes Nappa's skull with his bare hands. Then makes Tarbell float into the air and explode. As he goes to hit Tora, he notices that both Broly and Kakarot begin to twitch violently. Both of them are engulfed in a golden glow, becoming feral beasts as they both achieve Super Saiyan. The combined power of the Golden Warriors gets Frieza to panic as he begins trying to get away. Kakarot teleports over to him and knocks him back, shouting to him that he'll pay for his crimes. Kakarot and Broly begin to brutally beat up Frieza and ultimately kill him with a combined final Avenger. Out in space, 5 figures stand on an asteroid, seemingly waiting for something. Vegeta, the vision I had, it appears now. Thanks, Tulu. A ship a lot like Frieza's appears not far away, heading for the planet. With a smirk over his face, Vegeta takes a blast at the ship, causing it to explode before ever meeting the atmosphere. As the Robolo flies away, and smoke begins subsiding, King Cold floats there among the bodies of his men. He breathes heavily as he stares at Vegeta, angered and disgusted at the Saiyan's arrogance. As much as I'd like to drag out your death, it'd lead to all of ours, so I'm going to do this now. Vegeta explodes in a golden glow and rushes at King Cold faster than he can react. He throws his fist straight into the chest of Cold and crushes his heart, firing a blast through his body to completely finish him off. Vegeta returns back to his men, leading to Legit questioning why they came out there. Vegeta admits he wanted to kill Kakarot, but in 2 years, apparently he'll get an even better challenge. That'll let him become stronger in the process, so he'll wait the 2 years, and then he'll become king. And that's what I'm going to hit. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment below. If you liked it, make sure you give it a like, as it really does help out the channel, and let me know you want to see a part 5. And, yeah. Bye.